throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Parker. Kickoff by Xavier Howard. Tagovailoa trying to make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown!
That's hard work.
What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? Welcome in as we celebrate yet another Victory Monday. Yeah, gotta love it right now. It's a beautiful thing. The Miami Dolphins sit 8-4. They're sixth right now, the sixth seed. It's a beautiful thing. I want to just shout out everyone that's coming out here tonight to spend some of your Monday night with me. Let's start right at the top. Shout out to Sunny D Knight, Chalk Vanilla Straw, Vickin, Mercenary, Jay Bleezy 38, Jazza. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to Canoe Style because you know he'll show up sooner or later. KL Day, how you doing, homie? Stevie TV, appreciate you. Salvador, he says, which cornerback do you think will be best against Tyreek Hill? I'm sticking with Byron Jones. I'm sticking with the faster 4.36 guy, more athletic guy compared to the guy who runs in his 4.4s. Now, if Xavier was running his 4.3s, yeah, I'm gonna say Xavier Howard. But yeah, I'm gonna say Byron, but I don't mind X at the rate he's playing at right now. So I'm fine with either or, but I would rock it with Byron. Just because I think just how it's gonna work out. Tyreek could be taken away and other guys might get targeted. And, you know, you got X up against a Sammy Watkins. I love that matchup. I salivate. Even against, you know, Hardman's pretty fast though too. So Scott Norman, how you doing? Troy Hicks, Jason Greaves, appreciate you, homie. Anthony, how are you? Jeff Premont, how you doing, homie? Tilly, how are you? Kieran, Shake Money. Yes, sir. What's up? Another beautiful Victory Monday in Zamunda. That's what it is, boy. You're hilarious. Appreciate each and every one of you. Yes, KA Day. Let's go out and go beat those Kansas City Chiefs, man. I'll tell you right now, that's going to be a tough matchup, man. I know the Broncos held them tight. I do like how our defense matches up. Oz, how you doing? Joe B, how you doing? I do love how our defense matches up against them. I like that matchup a whole hell of a lot. So I'm not too worried in that sense. But how you doing, Josh? Andrew, how you doing? You know, I love I love the matchup. The matchup's absolutely phenomenal. Washington interception. Yo, I gotta say, man, I absolutely murdered in my $50 league last night. I was basically playing a guy. Nick Chubb was my mainstay. As you know, Nick Chubb had been out most of the fantasy season. Came back for me, and I've gone on a winning streak since then. And I dominated yesterday and won the last playoff spot. So I'm officially in with Chubb. I got a pretty nasty running game, so I'm looking to do some damage. Kyle, how you doing, homie? Who got the Oz? Who got the interception? Let me know. I saw Chase Young was having a pretty impactful game, doing stuff that wasn't even showing up on the score sheet. Vic and Jakeem Grant versus Tyreek Hill. I'm taking Tyreek all day. Sorry, man. Miami Kid J, do you agree that Chan Gailey needs to go at the end of the season? I feel like this guy will get to a hurt in the long run. I haven't been a fan of his third down and situational play calling at times. I haven't been a fan of how he's used the running game. Yesterday, he took the training wheels off. I feel like, especially in that second half, especially with the 5 wide empty sets, he was calling the game in a rhythm, not like, but in a rhythm as to how he would call the game with Fitz. Okay. And I saw from Tua, I can get more. Out of 39 attempts, I can get more out of Tua with Fitz. I mean, people are really... Don't tell me about ifs and buts and candies and nuts, because then we'd be living in a wonderful world. So I don't want to hear about interceptions that don't count. This guy threw 39 times yesterday and no turnover on the stat sheet through the air. Do you realize how ridiculous that is? Herbert ain't done that. Burrow ain't done that. I'm telling you, man, this kid's special. I do think Chan Gailey, like I said, if you go back and watch my live reaction, the receipts are out there, people. If you go out, first thing I do is when I'm getting frustrated with the play calling, okay, I snap on Chan Gailey at one point in the first half. But then if you continue on, I basically say, this is what you need to do, da-da-da-da-da. What happened? You started seeing that on the last drive where it ended with our second field goal to end the first half. And then you saw them take the same blueprint that they established on that drive, make adjustments, and then they continued to use it moving forward. And then we looked way more dominant. I mean, guys, I want y'all to realize something. When you talk about, first of all, the Miami Dolphins yesterday, we outgained the Bengals by 210 yards yesterday. Okay, 406 to 196. The last time the Dolphins outgained a team by at least 200 yards, that was January 3rd, 2016, against the New England Patriots. All right. But I want people to really realize what this team did. Okay. And it really looked different when Kinley shifted to left guard. Kinley was blowing people up. All 22 came up. But I mean, it was crazy. But I mean, you look at this team. We had 263 second half yards yesterday, and that was the most in any second half of any game for a team since the Week 13 win over the Eagles last season. We had 264 yards last season when we beat the Eagles in the second half. I mean, compound that with the fact that, we just had 10 rookies start at least one game this season, and we're 8-4. It's just phenomenal stuff you're seeing right now. But I mean, you look at what we did in the second half, it just feels like Chan Gailey. I said, you found the blueprint on that drive. Just make the adjustments so you can put it in the end zone. My only issue is we're starting to become a little one-dimensional in the red zone. Yeah, we're very efficient, but I mean, what are we doing, guys? What do? We run either a fade route or we want a little drag. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we're very one-dimensional. The fades, we got to open it up a little bit when we get inside the red zone, but especially when we get inside the 5 and 10. You can't just feast off fades, man. So, we're pretty one-dimensional when we actually get in short yardage. It works sometimes, but got to do more than just fades and stuff. So, but, you got to like what you saw from Chan Gailey in terms of the second half yesterday. The second half, he called a pretty good game. I'm not going to knock him at all for the second half. It was pretty well orchestrated. It played to his strengths, which is what I was losing it about. I was even mad about the fact that why are you calling an RPO on third down, when they're committed to the run the way they were. Shaheen leaked out and he would have been open if Tua would have made the read. But take the ball out of the quarterback's hands. Chan's play calling on that drive that led to that second field goal got us all the way. Chan, get the ball in the end zone, get ahead, then worrying about letting your quarterback make decisions. Right now, you're the veteran. You're the guy who's been in the league for 20 years and seen everything. The rookie's got to lean on you to lead them. Once you get a lead, got no problem with you starting to call more RPO stuff. It was a pretty ugly game. Establish the lead. That's all I got to say. It's not like we were out there moving the ball at will on offense and just not making things happen. We're having struggles moving the ball. You found the blueprint, finish it off. So, but it is what it is. And, just like I told everyone and, Richmond told everyone on the finish line, in terms of how this offensive line, how Greg Williams had laid the blueprint, I truly think Chan Gailey has now found the blueprint of how he can move the ball with two in this offense. So I think you're going to see it get better and better, hands down. All right, so let's get into it. So, guys, basically, just so everyone knows, from what it sounds like right now, there's only going to be maybe suspensions handed out, but there was what's good, Chef Jew? There was a suspension handed out. There was only going to be fines handed out. Sorry, I apologize. And there actually was a one-game suspension handed out today, and it wasn't even for the melee, but it was towards the instigator. And so, I mean, you like to see that. And of course, I'm talking about Sean Williams. Sean Williams, guys, he was suspended today by the NFL just for one game. And I'll just bring it up for you guys here so you can see it. So, I mean, should it have been more than one game? Let me know in the comments right now. What do you think? Should he have got more than one game? Because, I mean, at one moment, yeah, he stepped on a leg, but at the other moment, he instigated a fight. So just so everyone can see here that according to Ian Rappaport, as of 6:45, so just a few hours ago, the NFL has suspended Sean Williams and Titans DE Tier Tart 1 game each for stepping on opponents in Sunday's game. So there you go, guys. It is official. That is 2 games. 1 game for Sean Williams. 2 players total stepped on players this past Sunday. They both, we all said the NFL was going to review the film. They did. I still think he should have got 1 extra game for instigating that whole blow up. If he doesn't punch DVP, and my problem here is my problem is Mike Thomas get away with nothing. Mike Thomas did it twice, got away with nothing, and he totally, in terms of Mike Thomas, the guy on kick coverage, their gunner, right? He did it twice. And if he doesn't do it that second time, do we have a melee in Miami? Is there big blow up? Is Brian Flores running on the field and No. So I think Sean Williams should have got 2 games, 1 for instigating a fight, okay, and 1 for stepping on Kinley, like all y'all saw on my Twitter yesterday. And I think Mike Thomas should have at least got a game. I mean, and who is Mike Thomas anyways? He's a jabroni. No one cares if he misses a game. Come on, man. Set an example. The guy did it twice. Twice. He got flagged twice. Come on. And this guy just gets to sit on the bench and smile with his helmet off while everyone's going at each other's throats on the field. It was ridiculous. Got to do a better job, man. Send messages. Send messages to people in the league. You can't do that kind of crap. It's unbelievable, man. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So I don't want to I don't want to go off on a tangent here, guys, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that he's the only one to get away with something. He gets away with it. What are flags, guys? What are flags? And you're right, KA. I totally forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up. Guys, he did an Instagram post mocking us, saying them fans in Miami are going to be mad. And it was someone screen capturing him blowing up Grant. He's laughing at us. And then he had laughing emojis on the post too. Set an example, man. Give me a break. Shake Money donates $2 because the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't looking that great tonight. And Shake Money's loving every minute. Appreciate you, Shake and Bake. How you doing, homie? Because the Washington football team with Antonio Gibson, who went down very early, a stud this year for a lot of fantasy owners, went down real early, and they still managed to pull off the upset with, let's be honest, you guys, I want to know, I know this is non-Dolphins related. I got to let you get. You're telling me Dwayne Haskins can't give you more or better than what Alex Smith is getting? Give me a break. That is unreal. Y'all cannot tell me there is not something deeper involved here. That is unbelievable. I mean, shout out to Alex Smith, like Scott said, for getting the dub. You're telling me Dwayne Haskins can't give you what Alex Smith gives you? Come on, man. Come on. And shout out. Hold on a sec, guys. Live. Shout out to and the hole at Washington. For keeping the 72 at Miami. And then you got to hit them with the heart emoji. You know you got to hit them with the heart emoji, guys. If you're not following me on Twitter, I'm telling you, go follow me. And then you got to hit them with the fins up. There you go, man. Gotta show love to Washington right now, people. Shout out to Matt Valdivinos. Shout out to you, homie. And I ain't lying, Matt. I got some fire for you pulled on the back is that Gibson auto. And then I got some other stuff for you too. Because I've been pulling off screen, ladies and gentlemen. I've been pulling like whoa. And I've actually pulled some Tuas, but not any autos. I've pulled some nice rookies though. But like parallels and stuff like that. So I have been pulling off screen, but I will be getting a hobby box soon. You can count on that. Shout out to you, CBA3. How you doing? Shout out to you, Tranquilize, Sean Jones. How you guys doing tonight? Everyone, go take your sip. Everyone, where you are right now. Cheers. The Dolphins remain lone perfection. Shout out to RIP to the GOAT Shula, and shout out to the 72 Dolphins. Cheers. All right, guys, let's get right back into it because there's just some beautiful things here, guys. I mean, let's look at this right now. Let's look where our defense, this defense is just so studly, guys. It's just so studly. I just saw this today and I had to share it with you guys because it's unbelievable stuff. Guys, the Dolphins defense right now, when you look at them, I mean, points per game allowed, they're second in the NFL, 17.7 points per game allowed. Opponent third down per conversion completion percentage is only 32.3% against, which is first in the NFL. After our 6 sacks, guys, I want you all to realize we just had 6 sacks yesterday, guys. 6 sacks. And guys, that was the most in a game for the Miami Dolphins, those 6 sacks, since December 23rd, 2018 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the most sacks we've had in 2 years, guys. Gotta love it. And look at that, helped elevate us to now where, if you look at it, guys, we're now top 10 in sacks across the board. And takeaways, I mean, not only did we extend our streak to 18 games, but we're 21 takeaways this season, and that's best for second defensively in the NFL. I mean, you gotta love it, right? I mean, and what's crazy too is the last 2 weeks, we only had 55 snaps as a defense last week, and we only had 52 snaps as a defense this week. And guys, those are the 2 lowest snap counts throughout the whole entire year. So they're doing this stuff as the snap counts are lower and lowering because the offense is, doing a little bit. So it's a beautiful thing, man. And I mean, guys, what can we say about Xavier Howard right now? I mean, what can be said about this phenomenal player? I mean, 8 interceptions by Xavier Howard this season is tied for the second most in a season in Miami Dolphins history. And the last player that had 8 in the season, well, it was actually 2 players. It was Sam Madison and Terrell Buckley. Each had 8 in 1998. So, and it's crazy, guys, because I want you all to realize it. There is only one person this whole entire last decade, since 2010, that's had 8 interceptions in a season. And that's Tim Jennings, who had 9 for the Bears in 2012. And think about it. X still has 4 games to add more to that total. If he gets 10, he's technically got the most interceptions of any single season in the last 10 years. So that's fantastic. I mean, and, I know we talked about it last week. His quarterback rating against when he was targeted was 50.3. Guys, after this week, it's gone down even further. His quarterback His passer rating against right now is only 48.9. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, man. So phenomenal stuff that you're seeing right now. And I mean, it's crazy because on top of it, if you go on top of it, you got 4 consecutive games that he's had an interception. That's twice in his career. He did that back in 2017 as well, I believe it was. Anyways, he's one shy of the team record, which is Dick Westmoreland from 1967. So that's going to be interesting to see if he can tie the record or even surpass it. Because like I said, he's got 4 games, and the rate he's playing at right now, you can never know. And, kudos to our safeties right now. I mean, you talk about Bobby McCain. He has 38 combined tackles and just 1 missed tackle so far. That 2.6% missed tackle rate is the lowest among safeties with 35 tackles or more in the NFL this season. And Eric Rowe just continues to be what I'm going to start calling him the silent stud, because he's allowing just 5.2 yards per pass target in coverage. And that's second best among safeties with at least 20 targets this season. And his 22 run stops this season, guys, that's also 9th amongst safeties. So, he continues to just be an absolute stud. I mean, this secondary right now, it's safe to say we have the best secondary in football right now. It is very safe to say that. You can keep your head up and you can say that now. No one's going to laugh at you guys right now because you guys got stuff that can back that. Not only the tape, but also, the stat column. So you got to love it, man. This team right now is so good defensively. And like I said, it's so rare that you see a team spend so much money, especially towards one side of the football, and then add draft capital on top of that, and it becomes so cohesive and it gels so quickly. It's phenomenal to see that everything is working out the way we wanted it to work out. So and here's the thing, and like CB83 is saying right now, San Francisco about to beat Buffalo, boys. Let's add it. Scott, a lot of people are eating crow with McCain. Last year, he was not very good. Last year, Bobby McCain was not very good. This year, it's been night and day. It's been absolute Jekyll and Hyde. And I agree with you, Chalk Vanilla Straw. Eric Rowe makes me feel very comfortable. When the man erases a George Kittle, I'm not worried. He can take out a Kelsey. I believe it. So, yeah, I agree. Yeah, we don't have that home run threat on offense, CB83. Yep, I'm telling y'all, that Waddle Smith, I said it weeks ago, I'm all in on drafting that quarterback this year. You know what I mean? So, I'm sorry, drafting that receiver to go with our quarterback this year. We need that. We need the Waddle or the Smith or the Moore. Don't miss me with that Chase talk. I don't want to hear this Chase talk. It's unbelievable. I don't want to hear that nonsense at all. Okay. I want to hear, give me the chemistry or give me the burner, baby. The only problem is at 5'9", Rondale Moore is going to be limited to the slot, which is why I think he's going to slide. So I'm all in on Waddle or Smith. If there's not a tackle at that Houston pick that deems that, come back around to it. Or try and fulfill that position. Fulfill our dreams and fill that position but here again, Hunt and the rookies look good on Sunday. But again, like I'll say to all of you, that is where I'll say, I want to see them against a better pass rush. That pass rush was not very good against us. Like, let's not start lying to ourselves. But we do need that speed. We need that over-the-top home run threat. But, here's the thing, guys. This is why I want Jalen Waddle. Let me rephrase that. This is why I would get them going with a Jalen Waddle over Devontae Smith. Jalen Waddle can go to the boundary or the slot. Devontae Smith can go to the slot as well, but who are you going to put in the slot? The 4.27 guy or the guy who's going to run like a 4.4, a low 4.4 to like a 4.44 to a 4.45. Which one are you going to put in a slot? Devontae 6'1", 175. Jalen's 5'10", 185. Like he's Tyreek Hill size. You know what I mean? Like it's Tyreek Hill. I'm telling you, it's Tyreek Hill. He runs very good routes. Jalen Waddle is very, very good. People just sleep on him because he only had like 44 targets last year. People don't realize how good this kid's going to be. I'm telling you, this kid's going to be very special, man. And if he goes to the combine and he comes back for the playoffs, I don't know if he makes it out of the top 10. Telling you. No, Tranquilize. I actually started watching the All 22 before I went live because it actually came out late again. It came out around like 5 or 6 again tonight. It didn't come out early in the afternoon. When they shifted him to left guard, I saw someone post a clip earlier today. But when I watch it, when they shifted him to left guard, I told all y'all, that's Kinley's natural position, left guard. I even went as far to say, what did I tell y'all earlier? When Andrew Thomas was struggling this season and Kinley was blowing people up, what did I say? I said, wow, Andrew Thomas better send a nice little fruit basket over to Solomon Kinley because it looks like he got drafted in the top 10 because of Solomon Kinley. I'm telling all y'all, you find that stud right tackle, Kinley goes to left guard, Hunt goes to right guard, and you find that center. This line is disgusting. Best offensive line in the NFL. And then you got the best offensive line and the best secondary, and you're 2 pieces away, I think, from being you get that two down, run stuffing, gap filling nose tackle that can allow Raekwon Davis to flank on run plays and then move back inside to the zero tech for pass situations. And then you find your field general, that middle linebacker. This defense is the best in the NFL. You're going to see like tied for 10th and all that. You're going to see everything in top 5 statistical. I'm telling you right now, you will have the best, especially in the run game. Especially, oh my God, no more. Teams will be lucky to run collectively, will be lucky to run 100 yards against us. Think about that. If you can collectively be lucky to run 100 yards against us, and you guys see the way our secondary is right now, who the hell is going to beat us? We will be a night. I know some people are confident we're going to beat the Chiefs. I think our defense matches up well. Think about how much more confident you would be going into this weekend. You would be, our defense is going to take care of their offense. Offense, just do your job. We win. That's literally how simplified all of us would be thinking. But, we still know Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell. You got that potential. You go on to, I think we can shut down the lot of speed in that receiving core, though. That's the receiving core we need to build here. Okay? DVP is your way far more elite version of Sammy. Go find your Tyreek. Go fire your McCole Hardman. Gesicki is your Kelsey right now, I will say Kelsey's a better blocker, right? Obviously. But, he's your poor man's version of Kelsey right now, I guess. And then, the one thing, too, is their offensive line is not very good at all. They are not very good. So we should be able to expose them. You look at this defense right now. Kyle Van Noy, guys. Kyle Van Noy, he had a career-high 3 sacks yesterday. He had 5 tackles for a loss. And, guys, those 5 tackles for a loss yesterday that Van Noy had, those are the second most in a single game by an NFL player this season. And no Miami Dolphins player has had 5 tackles for a loss in one game since, drumroll please, 2008. That's 12 years, guys. And, Emmanuel Ogbah. Emmanuel Ogbah just continues, he had 5 QB hits yesterday. That's tied for the 4th most by any NFL player in a game this season. And Emmanuel Ogbah right now, guys, he has 53 pressures, and that's top 5. That's 4th amongst edge defenders this year. And he's tied for 8th in sacks and QB hits as well amongst edge defenders this year. And his 23 run stops are 14th. I told all of y'all, when we signed him, I said, this guy's going to hit double-digit sacks. This guy is going to be, he's got 4 games left to hit the double digits, so it's probably going to happen. But, this guy has turned into, what did I tell you? You got a guy who can convert power to speed or speed to power. He can beat you with that athletic bend around the corner. You know what I mean? He can beat you with power straight up. He is that athletic, that rare blend and combination of size, speed, power, and athleticism. And you see how fruitful his addition has been to this defense overall. I mean, between him and Lawson, I mean, when's the last time we were able to set the edge on both sides the way we are right now? It's been a very long time. I mean, and what's crazy, guys, is when you look at Emmanuel Ogbah, it's another thing I told all y'all. I said he only signed for 2 years because he knows he's going to cash in the system as long as he stays healthy. And this man is going to cash in if he wants to. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Emmanuel Ogbah. Absolutely love the guy. I think, you guys know he was my favorite signing this offseason. Everyone was wiling up for Byron. I loved the Byron Jones signing. I loved the Kyle Van Noy signing. But Emmanuel Ogbah, guys, that was the dude for me. And absolutely phenomenal stuff. You got to give credit to this guy. This guy, he's special, man. He is special. So, Anthony, Devontae Smith is going to have between 4.4 to 4.5, 4.4 to 4.45 speed. So he's going to be low 4.4 to mid 4.4. Terrace Marshall, bro. Devontae Smith is arguably the best SEC receiver ever. And he's got about 4.4 to 4.45 speed. Again, 4.45, not 4.5, 4.45, 4.4 to 4.45 speed, and he's a natural separator. That's rare. Terrace Marshall is not Devontae Smith, my friend. Devontae Smith has made it work with two different guys, and Devontae Smith, let me know when Terrace Marshall could put up 238 yards in a game, my friend. You're seeing Devontae Smith blossom because he don't got to combat for targets with Judy, don't got to combat for targets with Ruggs, and he don't got to combat for targets with now Waddle. It's a Devontae Smith show. Love it. And he can adjust to different passers because Mac Jones doesn't throw with as good anticipation, doesn't lead you in stride the way Tua did at Alabama. It's just, Tua's a better natural passer and a better overall, smarter quarterback, goes through progressions a lot faster than Mac Jones. So he adapted to that, and he's still balling out. Devontae Smith will be the first wide receiver taken this year off the board, 110%. Jamar Chase will not be. Terrace Marshall will probably be back end of the first, early second. There's going to be guys, Bateman's going to go higher than him. Moore's going to go higher than him. Chase will go higher than him because of his tape. Who else? Waddle, Smith, guys are going to go higher than Terrace Marshall. He's not top 5. So I'm not wasting it. I'm not saying who's the guys there. I just gave you some of the names. CB83. Rondale Moore, I would love in the 20s. I could justify that. He's 5'9". I'm telling you, if Rondale Moore was 5'10", if Rondale Moore was just 5'10", Rondale Moore would be wide out 1. Like, hands down, wide out 1, too. Like, hands down. But that size, 5'9", and Waddle, you look at Waddle is, I think, a little bit, I think Waddle is going to be better on the boundary than Rondale Moore is going to be, even if he was 5'10", to be honest with you. But Rondale Moore is just so special and so dynamic. It's ridiculous. I like, they're neck and neck for me. Okay, so I want to talk about Tua, guys, because Tua is just, the man's, it's unbelievable. I mean, he's got a 99.4 passer rating. That's 11th best in the NFL right now, and that's easily tops amongst all rookie quarterbacks this season. I mean, here's another thing, guys. You look at Tua right now, guys. He's got a streak of 136 consecutive passes with none intercepted, and that's the 4th longest in Miami Dolphins history. Tannehill holds the team record with 160 straight passes with no interceptions. So, I mean, we're only 24 away. And if you add on top of that, Tua, his 5 straight starts without a pick is tied for the longest streak in team history with Jay Fiedler. So he has another game with no interceptions. He breaks that record. He has more than 24 attempts in the next game, and he throws no interceptions. He also breaks that record. But he's a bust, right, guys? My bad. Didn't know. And what's crazy too is, what did I keep telling all of y'all? I said bootlegs, quick passes, in terms of slants, low drives, drags, levels concept, whatever you got to get, rub routes, get spacing, get it open on the short to intermediate level, and boom, boom, get the ball out of his hands. You know what I mean? Do what you were doing with Fitz. Spread him out and get the ball out of the hands quick with nice low stuff, low to intermediate, short to intermediate routes. Sorry. Again, low drives, all those kind of concepts, mesh concepts, everything like that. And what happened yesterday? You saw Tua play with that urgency. He got the ball out in about 2.38 seconds yesterday, and there was only one person in the NFL who got it out faster than him yesterday, and that was Phillip Rivers of the Indianapolis Colts. He got it out in about 2.33 seconds yesterday. So, I mean, that's his game. That's been his game since Alabama. Play to his strength. That's been my whole stance. You got to play to the strengths of the quarterback, and they did that. And another thing, I mean, you guys heard me say it yesterday to the homie ball game. Guys, the list of rookie quarterbacks in NFL history whose team won at least 4 of the first 5 starts, and they had a passer rating of at least 95 or higher. What's the list, guys? Dan Marino, Ben Roethlisberger, Tua Tagovailoa. It ends there. Okay? You're seeing an efficient guy. And yesterday you saw them take the training wheels off. 39 attempts, not 1 interception. Should have been even more yardage and another touchdown if Grant can catch a football. As simple as that. If a receiver could catch a football. Imagine that I'm saying that. And then on top of that, if he would have made the right call on an RPO, which I don't think he should have been even put in that position to make, but if he would have made the call on the RPO with Shaheen leaking out on that 3rd down, like you'll see in the All-22 tomorrow, he would have had his 3rd touchdown. So, I mean, there's, it could have been even far, far better, if not for, mental error from Grant and a mental mistake from Tua in terms of how he played that 3rd down RPO. So, and I agree with you, Tranquilize. The other thing that changed in the second half too, guys, is look at how up-tempo we went. But look at how comfortable Tua was in that up-tempo offense. And what does that tell you, guys? If he looks that comfortable, that efficient, and they can run the up-tempo offense that way, he's obviously getting more acclimated to not only the game speed, but the playbook and catching up with the playbook. He's obviously getting farther and farther into it in terms of sinking his teeth, understanding it, comprehending it, being a sponge, sucking it in. So that shows you right now, guys, that Tua Tagovailoa, it's starting to click. And, you go back to training camp. What were we saying on this channel? It's just about when he gets acclimated to the game speed, when he starts grasping that playbook, right? When he starts getting comfortable pre-snap, post-snap, and that's what you're starting to see right now. Because we said, it's not about who's the better passer or quarterback or athlete. We know Tua is that. It's about who's the better NFL player. And the thing is, if Tua can even get to 60 or 70% of what Fitz is as an NFL player right now, you're going to have something special. And he's getting there. The trajectory is, it's going there. So you got to love it, man. You got to love it. And no, Kevin Jinx, Jamar Chase will not be the first receiver. Everyone called me crazy last year when I said Henry Ruggs would be the first receiver. Everyone said, oh, it's going to be Judy, it's going to be Lamb. I'm on record. The receipts are out there of saying that Henry Ruggs is going to be wide receiver 1. Who are you going to take? The guy from Joe Brady's offense that's known for manufacturing space, okay, who opted out, and you're not seeing what he can do on a much worse and depleted LSU team where Terrace Marshall is balling out because he had the balls to opt in. You know why Jamar Chase opted out? Because he knew he was going to hurt his draft stock. So you're going to take that, or you're going to take right now Devontae Smith has solidified himself as the best SEC receiver in not only the last 10 years, but maybe ever. Ever. Think about that. Who are you going to take? The guy who opted in said, you know what, let me ball out. Let me cement myself. Or the guy said, you know what, I lost my offensive coordinator. I lost Joe Burrow. I'm going to hold this one out, boys. I'm just saying. That's what, you're taking Devontae. Scouts are taking Devontae Smith. Management is taking Devontae Smith. And if Jalen Waddle comes back and he's healthy and he plays in the playoffs and the combine, now I ask you again, who are you taking? The kid who not only wanted to play at the beginning of the season, was balling out, gets hurt, works his ass off to come back under COVID circumstances, comes back for the playoffs, is probably going to ball out, and can run a 4.27 40. And is like between Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy in terms of route running ability. You're taking Waddle over Chase too. That's what I'm saying. Don't be surprised if it's Bama. Do not. If Waddle comes back, it's gonna go Bama. Telling you right now. And look at Rondell Moore. Yeah, well, see, Chase will probably go higher than Rondell Moore, but Rondell Moore is gonna get marks for, yeah, you're 5'9" and you're built like just purely a slot guy. But look at what he did. He opted back in. Rashad Bateman is a way more complete receiver than Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is not a natural separator. Jamar Chase is not what this offense needs. Jamar Chase's game is very similar to Devontae Parker. It's big catch radius, good ball tracker. That's what he is. He is not a natural separator with dynamic yak ability. That's not his game. Go look at their offense. It's known for manufacturing space. He wasn't creating separation by himself. A lot of it was by design. So, and Rashad Bateman is a better separator than Jamar Chase. It's just Bateman is also ball tracker, catch radius. But Bateman is a more complete guy, way bigger threat, going to be a way bigger threat in the red zone in the NFL than Jamar Chase is. I'm telling you, Rashad Bateman is like OBJ 2.0. Jamar Chase, there's a reason why I'm not biased against the kid, but I'm just telling you, there's a reason why he's wide receiver 5 on me. I mean, it's, and one of the homies I trust the most, Dante Collinelli, he's right there with me, man. Jamar Chase is not a good enough separator for me at all. Bateman's a better separator than him. Bateman's been balling out with freaking Tanner Morgan. And they lost their offensive coordinator this year. The reason why Tanner Morgan was even better last year and had better numbers last year was not only did they have Tyler Johnson, but their offensive coordinator was different. And they had a better offensive coordinator last year than they did this year. But again, we don't need Bateman. Bateman falls into the Chase category, big catch radius, ball tracker. We don't need that. We need natural separators, yak ability that can take you over the top, whether we want to go, they can basically take you over the top if we want to go vertical. But if we go horizontal, once the ball's in their hand, they can take it vertical. You need that. You need people that are going to respect that 4.27 speed. We don't have that. We need to build this receiving core exactly like how it's built in Kansas City. Like, literally needs to be identical. And not for him to throw 500 yards and bomb just for what we want to do. For quick rhythmic passing and getting the ball out quick, what do you need? You need quick natural separators. You need guys that are going to be out of their breaks quick and that are going to have a step and a half. None of this under 1 yard of separation crap we've been dealing with. You need separation. That's how this, if you're built horizontally, slants, all that kind of jazz, you want to take it. You're going to need separators with dynamic yak ability. So we don't have that. Grant is that, I guess, but he's not that. He's not, He doesn't have the surest hands in the world, makes mental errors a lot. Sometimes you can literally tell when he's going to have a bad game. He's just not that. Albert Wilson is more of that. And if they're not going to draft a guy, I'm saying go to Juju. Got to throw it at Juju. Look at Juju, man. They're not even using him in Pittsburgh. Not even using him in Pittsburgh. Like, they're not even using him. I think he had like not even 3 targets yesterday. They're barely even using him because they know that they're gonna get paid. I'm telling you, he ain't gonna get paid. All right. So as we continue on, another thing I wanted to show y'all guys, a little interesting chart, because I know everyone's, oh, Herbert, he's the man, Herbert. I'm sick of it, bro. Sick of it. How did that go yesterday? Let me know how that went yesterday against the Buffalo Bills. Last I checked, wasn't very pretty, right? Wasn't pretty at all, in fact. So let's look at this. Here's a quarterback efficiency. And this is just for week 13, guys. So again, on the left side here, you got EPA per play, passes, rushes, and penalty. Now you're gonna ask, what's EPA? Well, EPA is expected points added. So it's a football statistic, and it seeks to measure the value of individual plays in terms of points. So this is done by calculating the expected points of the down, distance, and field position situation at the start of a play and contrasting it with the situation at the end of the play. All right. So that's where you have that EPA on the left-hand side here, and the completion percentage above expected. So what their completion percentage was supposed to be expected, what it's expected to be. All right. And, to what it is. So they've dotted it out here. And this is through all 1, 2, 3, 4, all downs of every game from week 13. So as we all know, Baker Mayfield balled out yesterday. Aaron Rodgers had a really good. But what's crazy here is, if you guys understand this, you actually want to be on this side of the line, above this red line, and to the right of this line. You want to be above this one going parallel, and then you want to be on to the right side and above of the red lines you're seeing. Look where Tua is, boys and girls. Right there. Higher than his expected EPA per play, and his completion percentage was also higher than expected. Look at where Justin Herbert is. Justin Herbert technically had a worse day than Carson Wentz. All the way down here. Look at that. And you want to hear it even worse, guys? You guys want to hear something crazy? All right. When you look at Justin Herbert right now, right? If you were to, I don't know, let's say, look at his last 4 games, and you were to take away, all right, you were to take away the Jets game, do you know how bad his numbers would be? I want people, and shout out to Tua HOF for doing the legwork on this, because I want to show you guys. So there you go. You got Herbert all the way down there. That's bad, guys. Like, he had a worse game technically than Carson Wentz. All right? Like, that's not good. All right? Let me change this to 5G for a sec, because I'm on the 2. Give me a sec. All right. So here you go. You got that quarterback efficiency. I mean, that's just terrible. That's bad to look at. But it gets worse, guys. It gets even worse. Shout out to the homie, to the mod, Tilly. She got that super sticker, $5 donation. Appreciate you. Shout out to New Zealand. Y'all got the best lamb in the world. It ain't even close. And yes, them boys did get beat 45-0, Poseidon. I want y'all to, I want y'all to see this for yourself. Okay? This is bad. And again, shout out to @Tua HOF, Because, I mean, this is going to put things into further perspective for everyone. And I want everyone to answer. Who do you want, Herbert or Tua? You ready for this one? It gets even better. Check this out. All right? Justin Herbert's last 3 games against teams not called the Jets. 712 yards, 237.3 yards per game. He's also averaging like over 40 attempts per game. 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. That's the rookie of the year? Are you crazy? That's the rookie of the year right now. Come on. And how many of those games did he win? Unbelievable that this is even a discussion. See, this is a problem. I feel like people didn't learn from the whole Baker Mayfield experience. Now, am I saying he's going to turn into Baker Mayfield? No. Baker Mayfield had compounding factors. OBJ came in, which, guys, was I right? Did I not tell y'all? You take OBJ out of that offense, they go back to what they were before. OBJ and Freddie Kitchens got involved in terms of Freddie Kitchens as the head coach, because obviously he was a coordinator before that. But look at how much better that offense is without OBJ. Because what? You didn't have an old veteran wide receiver getting in a young kid's head saying, force me the ball. So he knows when he makes a read, if there's no, he probably told him, if you don't even see me separated, throw it there, I'll catch the ball. That's all gone now. Look at how much more efficient that offense is right now. Just saying. Anyway, so you know, no one learned from that. Everyone seems to be falling in love with just the stat line. That team is still good, even without Derwin James. Yeah, the offensive line has struggled at times, but they got weapons for days. Days. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the guy ain't winning. People are falling in love with highlights. They're falling in love with just the highlights. That's all they care about. Give me a guy who's going to produce highlights. I don't care about wins. I don't care about efficiency. Are you crazy with me right now? My quarterback's played 5 games and hasn't thrown 1 interception. We can sit here and name games Herbert's lost because he's thrown interceptions, i.e. the Denver game. Just saying. I'm just saying. People need to relax, man. So, I mean, people need to... Flores is going to be coach of the year, and I'm going to tell all y'all this. If this kid keeps up the efficiency in terms of Tua, keeps up the efficiency we're seeing, and he finishes with like 14 touchdowns, 14 to 16 touchdowns, 1 or 2 picks, and he flirts with 2,000-ish yardage, 1,800 to 2,000 yards, and he takes us to the playoffs, rookie of the year. Miss me with this guy who wins you 2 or 3 games all year, but he has a couple games. What did I tell y'all? 1, I told y'all, wait till he plays our defense. What happened? What happened? Played our defense. What happened? Done. Peace out, Herbert. 2, what did I tell y'all? Talk to me after 8 or 9 games with Justin Herbert and the film's out. 8 or 9 games later, what happens? Who does he run into? Bill Belichick. What does Bill Belichick do to Justin Herbert? Sir, excuse me, could you bend over that table? Boom, 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 boom. Just gave it to him. And you know what it is? Here's the best thing. You know what's going to be real the telling sign? Quote me. Tua will do better and look more efficient against the New England Patriots than what Justin Herbert did. Watch. Quote me. Tua will look better, more efficient, and will probably win that game against the Patriots. You watch. You freaking watch. I'm telling you. Dude, listen, I told all y'all at the beginning of the season when the beginning of him starting. It's very similar to what the Patriots did with Tom Brady, what the Steelers did with Roethlisberger, what the Patriots did with Tom Brady, like I said, obviously. Got to repeat it because I want y'all to know who Tom Brady turned into. What the Seahawks did with Russell Wilson. What did they do? Don't do too much. Lean on the defense to win you ball games. Just don't turn the ball over. Be efficient in your early years. Because what happened? Polamalu and company eventually had to leave. The Patriots had to rebuild that defense because it was old. What happened to our boy Russell Wilson and the Legion of Boom? They left. What did they do? These franchises, by allowing you to manage the game, asking not a lot, but not a little, just enough, asking you to do that, execute, not turn the ball over, and showing you how to win, what happens? When you got to tear down and rebuild that defense, which is going to be what, in 4 years, when the Jones contract is up and when X is going to be in his early 30s, and they got to rebuild everything or replenish or reinsert if they've already drafted, okay? Now, the rookie quarterback is 4 years deep. Now, he's no longer a rookie. He knows what it takes to win. He can go do it himself. He understands the game. Now, yeah, the training wheels have been off, but now you stick a rocket to his ass and you say, go take us there. And he can do that. That's exactly what they're doing, man. It's a process. And we're not rushing it. You know, the Bengals and the Chargers are already asking their top 10 picks to win them games. How's that working out? One guy is on IR, more damage than initially thought. Prayers up to Joe Burrow. Had fun watching you. I told everyone that you're better than Justin Herbert, and I stick by that. So I hope you end up being the same guy. But Justin Herbert, he's getting exposed. Justin Herbert's turning into the guy of my pre-draft evaluation because the tape's out there. Jazz at 803, $2. Do you think we can beat the Chiefs? Yes, I love how our defense matches up. It's just going to be whether our offense, Chan Gailey, and the blocking can hold up. So that's it, man. You know, that's legitimately it. Richard, quit fooling, brother. I have over 2,000 subscribers. I've only seen you the last couple streams since March, and you know why? Because my ability to evaluate tapes and evaluate prospects. Go do your homework. Go back and watch my early offensive tackle boards. It has nothing to do with fooling anyone, because if you actually go by my draft track record, because I was the draft guy on this channel. I wasn't the free agency guy. I was the draft guy. Go look at my track record. Go look at all the players I highlighted that we drafted or signed into the UDFA. I got over 8 players when you actually add it up. That's ridiculous. So I ain't fooling no one. Thing is, I just know how to watch tape and evaluate it. I don't sit on the couch, come on YouTube, hop in the comments and try to be a negative Nancy. That ain't my lifestyle. That is not my lifestyle at all. I actually probably know this coaching staff far better than you'll ever understand this coaching staff. You know why? Because my draft prospects literally lined up with their own evaluations. Called Austin Jackson right before he got picked at 18, live on stream. Called Noah Benogany right before they picked him, live on stream. Called Raekwon Davis at 56, live on stream before the day 2 even started. Robert Hunt got picked at 39, night before day 1 of the draft. I gave Dolphin fans an evaluation of him and Solomon Kinley. Oh, man, they drafted both those guys. Curtis Weaver, he didn't work out. Guess what? Since last October, I was telling everyone this guy's a fit for what we want to do. They drafted him. Why? They thought he was a fit. He might not have worked out, but the evaluation lined up. Did it not? Thank you. Benito Jones. Go look at my DT big board. Me and EM put Benito Jones on everyone's radar. No one knew who Benito Jones was. Just saying. I got names for days, my friend. I can rifle them off. This is not fooling anyone. If you want to go listen to someone fooling someone, I mean, that guy has more subscribers than I have. You can go watch him. He might be doing a live reaction to the Monday night game right now. You can go to his stream if you want to catch someone fooling someone. Jason, I'm not going to get into it, but it is now a solo operation, my friend. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, and there you go, Merino GOAT. You sure did. I was there. I know that reason. Did that. I've been hooked ever since, man. Brother, I was out there like Johnny Carson with the envelope to the head. That's it. That's it, man. Telling you. And I'll tell y'all right now, I was the one who called Henry Ruggs being wide receiver 1 when no one believed me. Everyone said, no, it's Judy or Lamb. I was like, no, it's going to be Ruggs. Bam. My friend, I've been a fan since I was born. I got in 1985, I got a picture of my dad holding me in a Merino jersey when I was 6 months old. Duration of fandom does not equate to knowledge of team or football. Playing, studying, watching film, that equates to knowledge, man. And by film, I do not mean watching the broadcast over and over again. That ain't film. No matter what a content creator tries to tell you or make you believe, that ain't watching film. That's watching a replay of the broadcast, because you're going to miss a lot of things with broadcasts, i.e. coverages, all that kind of jazz. Sometimes you miss the whole play because they focus on the quarterback walking up to the line. You don't even see what the personnel on either side of the football is, et cetera, et cetera. So anyone can do it. It's just a matter of, time, et cetera, et cetera. I've been doing it since, I was like 16. So that's all it is. I don't think you do, Richard. I don't think you do at all. I don't think you know. I think I forget more about football while I'm sleeping than you probably know. That's probably just a fact. All right. I could bring you up here and you could try to break down film with me and I could give you the floor. But this is a sports show. This is not a comedy show. So I'm not going to give you that option. So it is what it is. And if you think you can, send us a clip. Let's see if you can break down film. That's what I'll say to people that want to sit there and say, oh, I know more than you. I know more than you. Let me see you break down film, my friend. Because the people who know more than me get paid to do this. Like that's why I'm friends with scouts and stuff, because they know more than me. So, but look at what I just did. I admitted people know more than me. Maybe some of you guys should humble yourself and admit that some people, even if they're on YouTube, they might know more than you. It might be a fact. And guess what? They might be younger than you too. There's a guy at Draft Network, Benjamin Saul, he's young, he's in his 20s. He knows more than me and EM put together about breaking down film. And he's in his early 20s. That's the reality. That's just it. Brother, my best friend lives next door to James Avery. We really want to get into who lives next door. Now we're getting to who lives. And I'm in Canada. That's even more impressive than you're probably in Orlando or Miami. And that's why someone lives next to someone who I'm just sitting here saying. You know what I mean? But here, look I just admitted someone in their 20s knows more than me and my old co-host put together. Humble over hype. But I know my crap. Especially in this Dolphins community, I know my crap. Whether you want to go to YouTube, Twitter, I know my crap. So it is what it is, man. And like I said, any of you, and it's just don't go for him. So to anyone who wants to hate on what I do and what I know, platform is always welcome for you to come up here and try and break down film. Try. That's it. Try. Because we'll learn real fast who knows what they're talking about, my friend. That'll be something we learn real fast. And I've left that platform open to another person. I believe I left that open to that Ron Toshida guy, because he came in here talking real Iggy. And it was nothing but crickets when I dropped that link. So, don't worry. We'll be doing some more breakdowns, especially as we get into the off season. People who think they can, I'll give you your chance. Prove to me you can. Give me a sample first. All right. And then we'll bring you on and we'll do a lot. But I don't stand for this, and this is just not Richard. This is actually goes to all the old heads out there. Because I see y'all on Facebook. All y'all on Facebook are wiling out these old heads, calling Tua a bust after one half. And I look at these guys' profiles. I'm like, yo, this guy, you can just tell the way people, and again, this is not you, Richard. Now I'm just going to older heads. Older heads who have been like, oh, I've been around since the perfect team, okay. Great. What does that mean? You're gonna die before I do? What does that mean? Guess what? By the time I'm your age, I'll have been a fan for the team that long too. I mean, really? Is that really? Can you really win a dick measuring contest as a fan by saying I've been a fan longer than you? And this is not you, Richard. I'm talking in general because I see this on Facebook. It's ridiculous on Facebook. Man, I post this show on Facebook, but god damn, on Facebook there are some. Man, I thought Twitter and YouTube was bad and had a dark side. Facebook's dark side is like next level. But I mean, miss me all these young heads. You know what I mean? Like, do I castrate people that are in their 20s because they never saw Marino and I did? No, because that's ignorant, man. That's ignorant. Because people weren't alive at one time, we were going to hold that against them. Like, I mean, if we believe in reincarnation, they might have been alive. So, joke's on you in the end. But I'm just sitting here and saying, and I see it on Facebook all the time. Old heads, that means nothing, man. Guys, my dad was born in like 1943. I know my dad played. My dad was one of the best linebackers in the greater Toronto area during the late 50s, early 60s, okay? And he had a bad career-ending injury, all right? He tells me all the time I know more football. He used to tell me all the time when I talk to him that I know more about football than he does. I mean, and that's a guy who, you know what I mean? I wasn't like highly touted like he was. That he would have probably done something. So I'm just sitting here and saying, like, you know what I mean? Just humble yourself, man. Come to the fact that sometimes, you know, like I just admitted, there's a guy in my 20s I can identify to you that knows more about football and break down film way better than I can. It's the way of life, man. Because he's just studied it more than I have. You know, I have a kid. I have a job. I have like whatever. I have stuff going on, right? Just like I'm sure everyone does. But because, you know what's crazy? And again, this is not you. This is not anyone in the comments. Again, on Facebook. All the old heads are the ones out here calling Tua a bust. Like all these guys in the like 50s, 60s are like, oh, this kid's a bust. Like after one half, and then they couldn't admit, like I'm talking yesterday, and then they couldn't admit after the second half that they were wrong. It's crazy to me, man. Like, it's just crazy to me, man. I don't know what it is, man. And Richard, sometimes I'm eccentric and over the top because it's YouTube, my friend. If I was boring and uncharismatic, I wouldn't have over 2,000 subscribers. No one would want to watch me, bro. But you know what it is? I can be charismatic and give you all the truth. I don't got to be charismatic and give you false narratives, like lead you down straight past. Like, think of it. How many people were making videos or writing articles all week that Tua was going to start? All week. I'm talking about like multiple articles and multiple videos. All week. Me, what did I do? I stuck it to the community tab. I posted images of saying, yo, it looks like he's going to start, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I wasn't out here trying to sell y'all like shock value, man. I ain't about that, man. I give you guys the facts. I give you guys the film. What does the film tell me? That's all I give you guys. What does the film tell me? What does Ball Game give you guys? What does the film tell me? If you listen to the finish line, what does Richmond Webb tell all y'all? What does what I just seen tell me? What does my playing experience tell me based off of that? Right? Like, I ain't trying to give you guys nonsense and fluff, man. It just ain't my thing. So, you know, I mean, it's crazy. People are just wilding out. I don't know why everyone's so eager, man. And yet no one wants to eat their crow after this kid balls out in the second half. Man, I don't get it. But shout out to you, Richard McGuire, because I do appreciate you for coming out here, and because that's been 2 streams in a row, man. And I do have a bunch of you guys who are back from, and I appreciate all you guys who can, because here's the one thing you guys can tell us that the one thing you guys have and that you guys should be sharing and spreading with us is, what did it feel like back then? Because none of us have experienced that. That's the thing that we all wish we had. It ain't knowledge. It ain't about, it's about we all want to feel what you guys felt. You guys should cherish that. Not like, and again, now this is not towards Richard. This is towards all the other old heads, especially the ones on Facebook. Okay. Don't dangle that over our heads. Tell us how it felt. You know what I mean? Instead, you guys should be encouraging that, this kid could get you to that feeling. I know Richard ain't a Tua hater, so I'm not going to put Richard down as a Tua hater. But you Tua haters, you old head Tua haters. Yo, man, this kid could lead us to that feeling you guys had. The feeling we didn't have when some of us who are older, I'm in my, going to be on the other side of 35 in a couple months. I got to see Marino. Yeah, I got to see the greatness, experience the greatness of having someone at that position. Yeah, I got to be, I remember watching us lose to Jim Kelly and those Bills, in the AFC Championship in the early 90s on my dad's lap. I remember all that, man. But, we didn't get to experience Super Bowls. You know what I mean? We went to the Super Bowl the year before I was born. So I didn't even get to watch that, even as a baby. So you guys got an experience we all wish we had in terms of the feeling, the atmosphere, what it was like to be a Dolphins fan under those circumstances. That is what we should all be striving to feeling for again. A lot of us, that will clearly be for a first time. And for you guys, at least for me as a younger guy, I want you guys, I've heard some of you guys reminisce about, like Donald Young of San Antonio. He's reminisced about it. Man, some of you guys smile and light up when you talk about it. You get like a glow about it. Not only do I want us younger guys to have that, man, I want you guys to have that again. I think we all deserve that again. I'm a hockey fan just as much as I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a Penguins fan, but I live outside of Toronto, so I know a lot of Leaf fans. They haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967. We are basically the exact same. We are basically the exact same thing, minus 6 years. But that's a long drought, man. It's a long drought, and you guys got to feel it, and we didn't get to feel it, man. And I really hope all of us, all you older heads on Facebook, all you older heads in the chat, all you young heads in Facebook, all you young heads in chat, all you new Dolphin fans that came over with Tua, everyone, I hope, man, we get to experience that again. Because like Richard just said, you expected to win every year. I want that feeling for this franchise. You know what I mean? That's something I want to feel, man. I think we've all earned it. Oh my God. Is this for real, my friend? Jason Greaves. Is this for real, bro? Guys, look at this. Here's the thing. I bring you the facts about Justin Herbert. I put it eloquently about how he's struggling and he's not the guy that... And I warned all y'all guys he wasn't this guy. Okay? Look at what the homie Jason Greaves just sent me. Look at how disgusting these fan bases are towards our quarterback. Look at that. If that ain't the most disgusting thing y'all have ever seen, not only we got these players starting fights and stomping on our players on the field, we got their fan base hoping that Tua tears an ACL next week, RG3 type style. Can you believe this, man? This is literally next level hate. This is the pettiness, man. And yeah, Richard Shula is a one-time coach. I really wish he would have done a little bit more with Marino in terms of the run game, but I do think Brian Flores is going to be the next best coach on that list when it's all said and done because of what we're putting together. Ronnie said, send that person's location. Appreciate. I know, Don, isn't it? This is what I hate about social media, guys. Listen, Richard was right. I'm over the top sometimes. I'm eccentric. It is what it is, man. That I gotta be, right? It's part, if you guys listen to The Finish Line and then you come up, the audio podcast I have on Spotify, iTunes with Rich and Webb and Ballgame, and then you come and you watch me here, kind of different people. I'm far more of a host on that side. I just stick to the analytical side, tell you what the tape says. I don't really get overly eccentric and stuff like that. But, man, it's YouTube. You have to, my friend. And it is what it is. But that's disgusting. Chargers fans should be ashamed of each other, of themselves. Okay, guys, we're going to get into the PFF stats here. But I want to go over a few things. We got 106 in the room. Guys, I want you to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't. If you want to donate, paypal.me/Finside. Of course, it's the holiday season. I don't expect very much, guys. The super chat is open. Shout out to Tilly. Shout out to Jazza. Shout out to Shake Money for your donations earlier today. Tilly, one of the newest mods, shows so much love on Facebook, social media. Same thing with Cali Girl. Appreciate you girls being part of the mod squad. And right now, love you guys. All right. Become a Finside the NFL Patreon, guys. Patreon.com/Finside the NFL. Guys, we got 17 total Patreons. It's a beautiful thing. It keeps growing and growing. I remember in the summer where we only had about 6 or 7. So I appreciate each and every one of you for supporting the channel. And obviously, when the season ends, it ain't going to stop because it's going to be draft season, free agent season, heavy on Finside the NFL. And Infinite Trauma, Rhino Sith, Fake Spike, Shake Money, Shake, and Bake. Joe B, KA All Day, Ramon Casillas, Seth, Mr. Two-Bit, Slim Pickens, Marino's Goat, Big Time, Red Dino, Conflict, Keith Davis, your boy Trev, Josh. Love each and every one of you. Man, you guys show so much love and appreciate you guys. Can't say enough about each and every one of you guys. So thank you for continuing to support the movement, for continuing to support the channel. It's much love. It's much appreciated, guys. And then obviously patchvibes.com. You can use code FINSIDE for 20% off your current order. I mean, go check them out. They got some new designs that just dropped. This is the year, especially with that new Coach Flo Knows best t-shirt design they got going on. 10% off with the code FINSIDE. There's the link to their site. This is the year FinGear myshop.com. Go check them out. 10% off. And then obviously, guys, I'm wearing, this is one of the most comfortable hoodies I own. That black and gold Finside the NFL. Go grab some official Finside the NFL merch. Teespring.com/stores/Finside the NFL. 5 different designs. One design will be coming down for obvious reasons. So go get any of them while you can, and that 5th design will come down to be edited and reposted. So if you want the original, goes without saying, if you want the original, got to go cop it now because it will be coming down in the next week or so. All right, guys, let's hop right in to the breakdown in terms of what we're going with the PFF grades, guys. And let me just send out a quick text here. I got an interview that I'll be doing in about 20-25 minutes, so I'm just making sure. I'm going to be on Brody Sports Talk because their game of the week for this week is the Chiefs Dolphins, so they'll be having me on for a quick 15 to 20 minute segment. So yeah, guys, go follow them at Brody Talk. They got over 2,000 followers, so go check them out. I'll be on their show this week. It'll be releasing on Wednesday, but let's hop right in to those PFF grades. Because some great things happen in terms of PFF finally starting to recognize one of the boys. So let's start out with defense. Noah Igbinoghene. Noah Igbinoghene, he only played 9 snaps, but they gave him some respect. But Nick Needham, guys, if you look at Nick Needham, 82.3 overall grade, 2 weeks in a row. He's been in the 80s. 2 weeks in a row, he's been a top 5 graded Miami Dolphin. Kyle Van Noy, who I said earlier, he had that 5 tackle for losses, those 3 sacks, a career day. He had a huge grade, 89.2. Andrew Van Ginkel had a good grade. Emmanuel Ogbah had a solid grade. Landon Roberts, again, put in another solid grade. Jerome Baker showing up, but Landon Roberts, as you know, was out. We're waiting for an status update in terms of his injury because he only ended up playing 8 snaps total, as you see there. Wilkins, again, impact. So pretty good, solid defensive effort. You go to the bottom with the guy. I only look at guys with usually 10 plus snaps in terms of low grades, and Siler, Jones, and Raekwon kind of a little bit back down to earth. He had an okay day. He had an okay day. He didn't really show up in terms of getting into the backfield like we've seen him consistently the past couple of weeks. But, he was standing his ground, keeping a good pad level, holding his leverage tight. So Davis did have a pretty decent game in terms of stuff that's not going to show up on the stat sheet. And then when you go over to the offense, guys, how did the offense show? Well, the offense was all right. Tua ended up having his second best graded day as a starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, second only to his start against the Arizona Cardinals. Jesse Davis was your highest graded offensive player. He finished with a 76.3 grade. And Ted Karras was right there with a 75.2. And Eric Flowers had a 70.3. It was sorry, my bad. We were going about pass blocking there. Mike Gesicki had a 91.7. He was your highest graded player. I was like, this isn't right. Lynn Bowden, he only had 5 snaps, so I don't really look at that. Jesse Davis was your second highest graded player. That's more right, with a 76.3. Ted Karras was your fourth, but third overall, really, because again, I don't count the under 10. 75.2. Eric Flowers. I don't know what they were seeing because the offensive line was so much better when Eric Flowers went out. I mean, when they kicked Kinley to left guard, he was absolutely destroying people. It was very, very impressive. I mean, he ended up finishing with 57 snaps at left guard, and he looked so studly at left guard. It was disgusting. So there you go. And then, guys, when you go down to the bottom, Chandler Cox, Adam Shaheen were your 2 lowest graded offensive players. Matt Collins, he only had 4 snaps, so I'm not really looking at that. But there is your grades offensively for the Miami Dolphins. Again, Tua had his second highest grade of the season as a starter, only to his start against the Arizona Cardinals. And then when you look at the pressure stats were a lot better this week. A lot better. Holy, were they a lot better. So I mean, you look at let's put it right here, allowed pressure. So when you look at how it was last week, it was not good. We still had 18 allowed pressures. This week, guys, we only had 4 allowed pressures, 3 hurries, and 1 hit. And isn't it kind of crazy that Austin Jackson had a much better game than what he's been having recently, other than that penalty, when Eric Flowers was gone? I mean, he had 71 total snaps. Only 14 of those were with Eric Flowers beside him. I'm just saying. I am just saying, guys. It's you got to think about that for a sec. That's got to be in the back of your mind. Solomon Kinley clearly looked more effective. He was moving guys in the run game. It was a lot better with Solomon Kinley at left guard than what the results were with Eric Flowers. I told y'all, I don't want to say it, but I told y'all we overplayed him at $10.5 million. I cringed when we signed him. I felt like it was a knee-jerk reaction to missing out on Tooney being franchised, and it sure looks that way as Eric Flowers just continues to struggle, guys. It's hope room 112 where the players dwell in the room, smash that like button. It might be a blessing in disguise that if this ends up leading to more snaps at left guard for Solomon Kinley, because I truly think we will get something better in terms of production in the run game, especially with our offensive line like this. So I'm not a huge fan of Eric Flowers. I'm going to continue to be adamant that we overpaid. So it is what it is. And then, guys, let's take a quick look, just a quick look at the next gen stats for Tua this week, because ever since the Pittsburgh stats came in, things have changed in terms of time to throw. As you know, earlier I told you he had the second quickest time to throw this week, only behind Phillip Rivers. Well, that has changed. Actually, Ben Roethlisberger is now number 2. But you look at Tua Tagovailoa, look at that. Higher intended air yards per pass than those guys with the quicker releases. So, I mean, and a far higher aggression rate. A far higher aggression rate. That shows you that Tua is starting to trust his receivers more, that they're going to be open even when they don't look open. So it's clearly something he's been working on. And again, you got to love what you're seeing from the young man as he comes into his own. Again, only 2 other quarterbacks have finished with a passer rating of above 95 through their first 5 starts. And that is Dan Marino, Ben Roethlisberger, and now Tua Tagovailoa. So you got to love it. The kid's out here. He's doing things, and he's making things happen. And like I said earlier, I just want to reiterate, I mean, he's got a 99.4 passer rating right now. He's 11th best in the NFL, and that's tops amongst rookie quarterbacks, guys. And he's got 136 consecutive passes without an interception, and that's the 4th longest streak in Miami Dolphins history. And Tannehill owns the record at 160, so he's only 24 attempts away from that, which he can pass next game. And speaking of next game, guys, what did I say earlier? He also tied the longest franchise streak of consecutive starts without an interception. He tied Jay Fiedler at 5. So next game, he could break Tannehill's consecutive passes without an interception record, as well as consecutive starts at the quarterback position in a single season without an interception for the Miami Dolphins. So we could see history this week against Kansas City. And, let's, I'm hoping. Do you think it's highly likely that we cut Flowers in the offseason? If I remember correctly, and I'm going to look it up right now. If I remember correctly, Eric Flowers isn't cuttable until after next year. I'm looking it up right now. Let me bring it up for you. If I remember correctly, you can't move off of him until next year. And yeah, so just for people to see right now, I'll share it with you right now to answer your question. Here to answer your question, just so you can see. So I'm not lying to you. The potential out is year 2, right there with the $1 million dead cap. Because look at the dead cap hit if we cut him next year. Terrible. So if you were to cut him this year, 19.9. If you were to cut him next year, 10.975. Then the year after that is where the out is. So kind of stuck with him till at least 2022. Terrible. Unbelievable. What a terrible contract. And it was all just a panic because of Tooney. Oh, sorry. Did I show you guys that? My bad. Let me bring that back up. Sorry. I don't think I did that properly for you guys. I'll bring that back up for you guys just so you can see it. So here you go, just to show right in front of you. Eric Flowers is out is next year. Right here. All right. So he's got a 19.975 dead cap this year, 10.975 next year, and then his out, the potential out is 2022. And his dead cap's only $1 million. Like, look at the money. Like, told y'all this is a bad signing, man. Unreal. And they paid him almost $20 million at signing. This man should be arrested for armed robbery, brother. It is unbelievable. Terrible, terrible contract. Terrible. And then, guys, when you look at yesterday, I mean, other than that Tyler Boyd reception, where, again, you guys heard me in ballgame break it down, you're taught to take, the angle in front of the block instead of going around behind the block. So that was kind of a brain fart. I guess he trusted that Brandon Jones wasn't going to get turned by the receiver towards the sideline the way he did. So Boyd could loop around. But, hey, it happened. But, I mean, it's just another game where, Tua 26 to 39, 296. He threw for a touchdown. He had a 72.5 QBR. He had a 97.8 passer rating. But guys, when you look at, the team stats, we had almost double the amount of first downs. We had 23 to their 12. We ran 17 more total offensive plays. Like I said earlier, we outgained them crazy. We outgained them by 210 yards, 406 to 196. And the last time the Dolphins outgained a team by at least 200 yards, like I said earlier, January 3rd, 2016 against the New England Patriots, guys. I mean, it's been a long, long time. And you go look at that second half. I mean, the Dolphins' 263 second half yards was the most in any second half since the team did it last year against the Eagles when we had 264. And again, ironically, I believe that was in week 13 as well. So beautiful thing. We won the possession time. We had the ball for over 32 minutes. You saw Gesicki, 9 receptions, 88 yards, a touchdown. We saw the coming out party and the chemistry build between Gesicki and Tua. It was an absolutely beautiful thing. Didn't turn the ball over in terms of throwing an interception from Tua. The rushing attempts, we almost ran the ball 30 times. We averaged 3.9 on the ground. I know it's the lowly Bengals, but these are the type of wins you got to get just so you can build that confidence moving forward, especially with a rookie quarterback coming back off that injury, now going to have to face the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, he had 39 attempts. We had almost 300 yards. Should have had over 350 if Grant catched that plus another touchdown. We had 28 rushing attempts, for 110 yards as collectively as a unit. You love to see it was a collective effort. It looked ugly in the first half, but the second half, they turned it on. They did what needed to be done. And you know what? Sometimes good teams win ugly over bad teams. That's just how it happens. Well, that's why the motto is any given Sunday, because any given Sunday, any bad team could beat any good team. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's about what's in the column. And what came into the column? A W. And that's all that matters to me. Do I think the Chiefs defense is going to give us problems, Jonathan? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's put it that way. I don't think their secondary is that great other than their safeties. Their front seven's pretty good. So it's going to be interesting. Richard, I'll tell Richard McGuire, I'll tell Richmond Webb you said that. He said Kinley reminds me of Keith Sims if we just had Richmond Webb. I know. Especially on that right side right now, right? We could really use that help. Richard, he says, I'm still disgusted by 36 on Kinley's ankle. Sean Williams did get suspended 1 game for that. I think he should have also got suspended for instigating the fight with DVP. No, I never loved the Flowers signing. I thought he was overpaid. Didn't like him as a left tackle. Thought they overpaid him. I never said I liked that signing once. I've been actually pretty consistent that I hated that signing for that money. I've been very consistent since week 1. Actually, that's why what's been my whole thing since saying Penei Sewell since the offseason. What's been my whole plan for drafting Penei Sewell? What's it been? What? You kick Hunt to right guard, get rid of Flowers, Kinley moves to left guard, Penei Sewell goes to right tackle, and you find your center. That's been my plan since the offseason. Not a fan. Not a fan of Eric Flowers, man. Terrible left tackle. Had a terrible pass rush. He had a pass rush win rate of 80.6 as a left tackle. And he had 1 decent season as a guard. I didn't love that signing by any stretch of the imagination. I wanted Tooney. So, yeah, Steve, he's a pipe dream. So I guess, it's going to have to be, y'all already know who I love, right? In terms of right tackle, if I'm not going to be able to get, my boy Penei Sewell. I love Abraham Lucas, natural right tackle out of Washington State. Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech. He also played right tackle. Those would be the guys I would look at right tackle. Otherwise, you're going to have to probably kick someone. I'm really high on Jackson Carman from Clemson. I've been high on him since the offseason. That's a power guy. You could kick him to right if you want. Huge fan of Jackson Carman out of Clemson. Those would probably be my top 4 options, including Panay. And then going beyond that, I would have to bring up my list, but not a huge. I don't know if I'm buying overly into the Leatherwood hype. I think I like Cosme, and he kind of fits with what they're doing on the other side with Austin Jackson. So if they're looking for that in their tackle, Sam Cosme from Texas is kind of your guy. It's a pretty good tackle class, man. There's a couple other guys I like too. I'm gonna save. Don't worry. You already know what's happening when the season ends and draft season starts. Don't worry. You know the big boards are coming, my friends. And you already know how it is. I'll be giving you guys a top 5 at each position, and then I will be giving you the top 5 honorable mentions. So I'll be giving you a top 10 overall look, and I'll be making it look a lot prettier this year than it did last year. So, Tony, we do not yet. Yeah, Andrew Thomas is not that dude right now. Scott, it all depends, man, because here's the thing, like, I don't want to pay a right tackle because that's crazy money. So I would go draft. If you can get Juju Smith-Schuster on a good price, man, pull the trigger. And then double up in the draft with another receiver. And now you got a totally different, then you got DV, and then bring Albert Wilson back on his 1-year restructured contract. All of a sudden you got DVP, drafted said receiver, Juju, Albert Wilson, Jakeem Grant, fill in the last 1 or 2 receivers you want to carry, on the roster. And that's good. I like that. And then I don't want to pay a right tackle. I would be down to pay a center if they don't think they're gonna be able to identify center early on. If they don't think they're gonna get a guy like one of my man crushes, Tyler Shelvin, nose tackle for LSU, invest in a nose tackle because it's not an overly deep nose tackle class. I had Dante Collinelli on from Blue Chip Scouting. He's got a huge announcement coming up. That man is he's leaving the Brawl Network and he's joining a huge new outlet. So you guys are going to want to be keeping in tune for that. The nose tackle class is not very deep in draft, so that might be something that would be smart. Middle linebacker might be pricey. I mean, y'all remember how much we had to pay. Sorry. You guys remember how much we had to pay Darnell Ellerby, right? Right? Or sorry, Daniel Ellerby, right? After he won a championship with the Ravens after stepping in for Ray Lewis when Ray Lewis was missing time with that arm. Remember how much we had to pay that kid and how big of a bust Ellerby was? I don't want to go that route again, that's for sure. So, I mean, you got to running back. I love Aaron Jones. If Aaron Jones hits the free agency, oh my God. Aaron Jones is the one. Aaron Jones would be the one if you're going to spend money on a running back. I truly believe that. Aaron Jones is so dynamic. Yeah, Philip Wheeler too. Good call, Miami Kid J. That's the dude. Aaron Jones doesn't have a lot of tread on the tires. He can bell cow for you, or he can catch out of the backfield. The guy catches like fly routes from Aaron Rodgers. Are you kidding me? I want that. I love Chris Carson. I think the injuries kind of scare me off, but I legitimately think you can get Aaron Jones for between 8. I think you could land him for 8 to 10. Now I think the market value is going to be 8 to 12, but I think we could get him around. Let me ask you this. Who would you rather give $10.5 million to, Eric Flowers or Aaron Jones? If Eric Flowers is worth $10.5 million, I can suck up giving $10.5 million to Aaron Jones. Just saying. And Aaron Jones is exactly what this offense needs. He's basically a far more established version at the NFL level of Najee Harris. Am I wrong? No, he's not. He's really not. Now, do I agree with spending a ton of money on a running back? No. But if you're going to spend on a guy like Aaron Jones, I would be down for that. That makes sense for me. That makes complete sense. Everything they thought they were going to get from Howard, you'll get that plus much more. Reason how happy? Wow, that's it. Look at all the taking up half my face here, bro. Reason how happy would you be if we came out of the draft with Waddle, Smith, and Harris with our first 3 picks? Ecstatic. I would kind of wish we got a center or a middle linebacker or a tackle with one of those 3, at least address another need. But this, that's sexy. I don't think they'll go full blown weapons like that. Nah, Nathan, I ain't trading for Julio. I like Allen Robinson, Nico, but I'll spend money on Juju. Allen Robinson, I got DVP for the boundary. Same thing with Kenny Golladay. I know he's had injury history, but I would, I like Kenny Golladay, but I got DVP. Juju, we're talking over 450 snaps in the slot this season. I want that. Stevie, I don't want Corey Davis because I think he's going to want to get paid a little, and that kid has never lived up to what he was supposed to be. That's my issue with him. So, I mean, if you're going to spend on a sexy weapon, give me a Juju or give me an Aaron Jones, 110%. Again, I will be doing a free agency video too. Don't you worry. I got some guys, some targets that we'll be talking about. That'll be coming soon at the end of the season as well. No, I don't think Aaron Jones is a product of Aaron Rodgers, Steve Delafay. I think they just didn't use. I think he's been underutilized, and I mean, that works out for us. I mean, because Kevin Jinx. That works out for us, my friend. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. There's not a lot of tread on that tires. How much for Jones? I would give between 8 and 10. I think the market value is going to be between 8 and 12. So Anthony asks, why not trade for Ryan Ramczyk from the New Orleans Saints, the right tackle. So I think he makes like what? He doesn't he signed a 4-year deal. He's about to be up, isn't he? He's about to be a free agent, isn't he? I'm pretty sure Ryan Ramczyk's about to be a free agent. Oh, he's a free agent after next year. Sorry, he's got that option year. He's got the 5th option year. You're gonna have a guy who's gonna be your case. So next year you got to pay him $11 million. That's fine with me. I don't care about the $11 million. Then you have to pay him, and he's gonna be 28. And now you're gonna be giving a guy a contract into his 30s. I would rather draft the guy who's 22, 23, and I can get you 4 years of the option, and then I can come back and I can pay you. What's going on, Joe? How you doing? Oh, you're talking about Tyler Martin? Tyler Martin will be expensive, yes. I mean, I really think they're gonna have to go back to the draft well because it's gonna be expensive. And you saw what did they try to, what did they try to do? They really worried about the interior, and then they're worried about the tackle in the draft last year. Yeah, Tyler Martin, he's gonna be expensive because he hasn't been paid yet either, right? Tyler Martin hasn't been paid yet, and he's gonna be 27 when he's a free agent, so he's gonna want to be paid. So if you go look at what did Conklin make? Like $14 million a year. Conklin was one of the best right tackles in the NFL when he signed that contract with the Cleveland Browns. And I believe he signed for like 14.5 or 14 million per year. So that's what you're going to be looking around, 14 to 15 million a year. And again, the problem with that is I'm now giving you a contract going into your 27th year on this earth. So if I give you 4 years, that's going to be up. I'm only going to want to sign that guy until he's 30. So you're going to have to give him 3 years, like $45-50 million, and you're going to have to guarantee, probably about 35 million of it. My dream combination for is Penei Sewell and Creed Humphrey. I like Christian Darrisaw. I also like Abraham Lucas. But Penei Sewell, every dream has to start with the words Penei Sewell in this draft for us. Checking out Dylan Moses and McMillan. No, he's better than McMillan, my friend. Way more athletic. Scott, I would be fine with that. First 4 picks going to the offense, like the tackle, the center, running back, and a receiver, and then they handle nose tackle, middle linebacker. Cool. The thing is, I love this middle linebacker class. This little middle linebacker class is fucking amazing. Pardon my language. So, Richard, the top, like I can give you the top 5 off the top of my head. Linebackers coming out. So the top 5 would be Parsons, right? Then it'd be Moses. Then it'd be Nick Bolton, Zavin Collins, and Chaz Surratt. Yeah, I know Kevin Jinks. Sewell won't be there, but he asked what my dream combination would be. I mean, my dream is Penei Sewell. Let me just check this out. All right, guys, I'm going to have to actually start. I'm going to give it about 13 minutes, and I'll wrap it up here. So I'm going to hit the 2-hour mark, and then I'll get out of here. So if you guys got any questions regarding the game we just had, the game we're about to have this week, or draft stuff, let me know. And then I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, there's a bunch of safeties. My problem is because of McCain and Rowe, I don't know if they're going to invest that high. A championship is my dream, Nathan, but they asked me what my dream picks with the first 2 picks of the draft would be. You can't draft a Super Bowl championship. And guys, it looks like, right now, if you go look at the Monday night game and how it's going down, the Buffalo Bills up by 7 with the ball. They're driving. So, Jason, yeah, I made a declaration earlier about I think Tua is going to play better against the Patriots than Herbert did overall in terms of efficiency, but Bill Belichick scares me. Anthony, I like Baron Browning, but he's not my top 5 linebackers. I would say he's top 10 though. And Jerome Baker being a free agent does not impact what I do because Jerome Baker is not even that good. I could replace him with a free agent on the cheap. Realistic thoughts on the game against the Chiefs. It's going to be tight, man. I think the defense is going to give them problems. It's all about whether we can contain Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell. If we can't contain the running game, it's going to be a bad, bad day at the office. Jay Bleasy, I said the Bills are. The temperature here right now is, Richard, it is -3 Celsius right now where I am. It's pretty close. It's a pretty cold one out there. It's supposed to be -9, so it's not that bad considering. But it gets down to a low of overnight. It gets down to a low of -7, but with the wind chill, it's going to feel like -12 degrees Celsius right now in Canada. That'll be around like 1-2 a.m. in the morning. The run game, Jonathan, because I believe we have the secondary that we can neutralize their weapons off, like in terms of the passing game. It's their running game, because if their running game gets established, then that's just going to open up the passing game naturally, because you have to start honoring and respecting the run. So that's what worries me. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is actually a bigger worry. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a bigger worry for me right now than Tyreek Hill. Scott, I don't know if I'd use the zero blitz a whole hell of a lot against KC with Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. Selling out, this is the team. There's too much speed that can burn you. You know, like when you look for example, how good did the zero blitz work against Jared Goff, right? It's because, and also Jared Goff, you know, he's not as athletic as or shifty as Mahomes and can't make things happen outside the pocket, Mahomes, but also their receiving core, Cooper Kupp is good. What's his face? Robert Woods is good, but they're not anywhere on the level in terms of speed of what you got to deal with. And I mean, think of it. You send a zero blitz. All you got to do is have Kelsey just run out on a little hitch route, just on a little button hook, just over top in the middle of the linebacking core, right over top of the middle of the offensive line when the zero blitz. Just button hook Kelsey behind that, and it's not going to be a good day. So I don't know if I would go heavy with zero blitz. Yeah, Richard, I've been to tons of Dolphins games at Buffalo, all the way. I saw Doug Flutie, obviously when he was there, JP Lossman, all those crappy Rob Johnson, all those dudes. So, yeah, Mahomes is too smart for that zero blitz, and there's just too much speed on top of that. That is not a good combination. You get burnt. Only way you start playing with like exotic looks and stuff like that is if we get a lead. You know what I mean? If we get a lead, then okay, then you can start playing with them a little bit, trying to confuse them. But I don't know about that. Oh, can I go this year? I don't think the Bills aren't having people. They're not having fans allowed in their stands this year. Why do you think the media is giving the Patriots the benefit of the doubt? Because of Belichick's record against quarterbacks under the age of 25. I think he's only lost 2 or 3 times. It might be 2. He's only lost 2 or 3 times to quarterbacks under the age of 25. And he's going to give but the thing that we have is Flores. That's what all those other quarterbacks under the age of 25 didn't have. No one's going to prepare a rookie quarterback better for Belichick than Brian Flores will. And that's what people need to realize. Plus, no matter who is on the Patriots and who's coaching the Patriots, in the last 20 years, they struggle in Miami. So you have to, Mahomes and Lamar are the only ones that beat him. Yeah. So only 2 quarters. Yeah. So, I mean, Tua, but they're not going to ask much of Tua. They're going to lean on the defense. I'm telling you right now, what's crazy is the Patriots just lit up the Chargers with the same game plan they used against us in week 1. Like, Newton had under 70 yards completion in terms of completion yardage. Yeah, they got like 69 yards or 63 yards or something. It was just heavy run, RPO. Like, it was just heavy. And they beat them 45-0. I'm telling you right now, that ain't going to work against us. And they're about to get kicked in the mouth by our defense, because the defense wasn't where it was at right now if you go back to that game. So I'll take our defense right now over our defense in week 1. So Ronnie says the Miami nightlife is kryptonite to the Patriots. Oh, Jason, you should be excited. I think we're going to see one of the better performances by a quarterback under the age of 25 against the Patriots. I mean, they've told you flat out that Tua and Brian Flores have film sessions together. Like, you imagine the film sessions against. He's going to take their. He's going to have them ready. I'm telling you that. Flores is going to have them ready, man. Real talk. Real talk, man. Trust on that. That's why I'm not, the Chiefs game worries me. The Raiders games worries me. Those are my two biggest worries in the last 4 weeks. We can beat these Bills. Josh Allen, you ain't throwing for over 400 yards against. There's no Noah Igbenogany trailing Diggs instead of mirroring the routes. Now you're going to have Byron Jones mirroring him. Ain't happening. All right, Joshy boy. Right? The Patriots, I think our defense is going to shut them down and collapse them. Damian Harris, the running back, worries me because they didn't have him in week 1. He's been their number 1 since then, since he came back from injury. Yeah, he's had a couple 100-yard games. He can run the football. He's better than Sony Michel, it looks like. So that gives me a little bit of a worry. But other than that, I think we can shut their offense down. And I think defense, I think offensively for us, I think we're going to be able to give them some nightmares, man. I really do, man. And I think Cam is gonna wake up in hot sweats because I think Van Noy, he ain't gonna be missing tackles like how he did in week 1. No, this time he's gonna be lighting you up, boy. So that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. I really do believe Flo is gonna have Tua prepared for that game, though. I'm telling you right now, if we go out and beat the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend, good luck to Bill Belichick. All right. You know what the confidence is going to be surging through that locker room in Miami? Okay. It is going to be good luck to Belichick. All right. Still can't wait for that Boxing Day game against the Raiders, though, baby. Prime time Tua, baby. That's all I want to know. And there you go. Jazz is 110% right. Landon Roberts, he wants that revenge from that choke slam he got earlier this season. It's a revenge game for the boy, Landon Roberts. That's for sure. All right, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you coming out here. I want you guys to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here. We're almost at 2,100. I'm going to be giving details to the giveaway as we progress for the 2K. If you'd like to donate to the channel, as always, paypal.me/Finside. You can also donate through the super chat. If you'd like to become a Patreon, patreon.com/Finside the NFL. Grab some official Finside the NFL gear, teespring.com/stores/Finside the NFL. This sweater is so comfy, man. My mom made me order one. It's legit. I'm telling you. So, guys, further than that, as you know, this week, here's the schedule. Tomorrow, me and Mr. Ballgame will be back around 9:30-ish to break down every single snap of Tua Tagovailoa from an all-22 perspective. So you're going to want to tune into that. Furthermore, I will be back Thursday night with Neil Driscoll of Pro Football Network, and he said today on Twitter that he's going to make his boldest prediction and his hottest take of the season right here live on Finside the NFL. So you're not going to want to miss that. On Friday, we'll be right here again to preview the matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins. And then on Sunday, that live reaction stream will be popping off. And I may have something on Wednesday. I'm not sure yet. I'm working on something. We'll see how it goes. But until then, as always, I love each and every one of you. Even you haters, y'all motivate me to keep me going, to keep making this platform better. There's some changes that'll continue to be coming to the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you for sticking with me through it all. As the subscriber count continues to rise as this season progresses on and the trajectory of this team continues to trend upwards and playoffs become a far more likely reality week by week. I thank each and every one of you for joining me on this ride. It is an absolute blast to do this for you guys. I can't wait to break down some film. And the offseason, guys, I'm telling y'all right now, it ain't going to stop. The stuff I have lined up for the offseason, y'all are going to really appreciate, really enjoy, really love. It's going to keep y'all informed for free agency and for the pending draft. I mean, this is going to be the spot to keep y'all educated, up to date. Man, y'all already know what it is. It's all 22 or nothing on this side, on Finside the NFL. And no one breaks it down like we do over here. So I want all of y'all to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you tomorrow night. And as always, fins up all day, every day. Love each and